dear little honey bunches of oats. Today we're going to be reading some books that I have indeed been avoiding for one way or another. These are all books that I have heard about time and time again. They're kind of like beat into your brain by BookTube, by BookTok, by Bookstagram. Anybody who makes any sort of bookish content has read at least one of these books. I guarantee it. And you know, I kind of feel like because so many people talk about them, these are books that I'm not sure I'm gonna like. One of them I'm thinking I will like, but two of them I don't really think I'm gonna like that much. And so I have been kind of not wanting to come on and disagree with everybody because I want to be like all of the other girlies. I'm not trying to be not like the other girls, and so when I don't like a popular book, it makes me sad. But we're gonna be really brave today, and we're gonna read them. So we'll start with the book that I think that I probably will like, and that is Before I Let Go. This one, I just like, the way people had described it, it kind of just seemed like it was going to be too serious for me, but I've learned over like the past couple, probably like the last year, that I prefer a more serious romance book, and I have since read One Thing by Kennedy Ryan, and it now has me feeling optimistic about this one. But this is the first book in a series, and the synopsis says, their love was supposed to last forever. Their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah found that love had its limits. It couldn't save their marriage. I also don't love like a second chance romance. I used to think that I liked them, but lately I've not been liking them, so that's also something that did drive me away from this book. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she finally started to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting the two kids and running thriving businesses together. Yet like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other. And now they're beginning to wonder if they're really ready to let go of everything they once had. One stolen kiss leads to another and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's good until it starts to hurt again. As wounds reopen, Yasmin and Josiah wonder if it's too late for them to find forever, or could they be even better the second time around. So there's that. And then we have got Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. My sister did just buy this for me for my birthday off my wish list. I, regardless, obsessed with the like special edition of this book. It's so pretty, it's so sparkly. And my sister gave this book 5 stars, which I was kind of not sure how I was going to feel about this one, but my sister giving it 5 stars makes me think I won't like it because we don't tend to agree. So there's that, but this is a hockey romance, and I'm a slut for any sort of sports romance. But this is Anastasia Allen has worked her entire life for a shot at the Team USA. It looks like everything is going according to plan, and then she gets a full scholarship to the University of California, Maple Hills, lands a place on the competitive figure skating team. Nothing will stand in her way, not even the captain of the hockey team, Nate Hawkins. Nate's focus as team captain is on keeping his team on the ice, which is tricky when a facilities mishap means they're forced to share a rink with the figure skating team, including Anastasia, who clearly can't stand him. But when Anastasia's skating partner faces an uncertain future, she may have to look to Nate to take her shot. Sparks fly, but Anastasia isn't worried because she can never like a hockey player, right? I just think this is going to be too spicy for me, but we'll see. I've been able to like look past spice in books lately, which is progress. And the next book that I know is going to be too spicy for me, and this is a type of book where I got it for like, I don't know, $8 at the used bookstore, and I was like, I just want to be able to have an opinion on this. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but everybody talks about it, and I want to be able to like stand on 10 toes my feelings about it. And this is Pucking Around. This is a reverse harem romance, so naturally that's gonna be pretty spicy. But it says, my name is Rachel Price, and 2 months ago I walked away from the perfect man, sweet, sexy, and funny. He should be, and so, wait, whoa. The perfect man, sweet, funny, and so sexy, he should be illegal. We shared one magical night, no names, no strings. I never thought I'd see him again, but I was wrong. As it turns out, Mr. Perfect is a playboy grinder for the Jacksonville Rays, the NHL's hottest new hockey team, and thanks to the 10-month fellowship I just landed, I'm his new physical therapist. Imagine my anticipation as those familiar muscled legs walk towards me. The way my pulse races as he reaches out to shake my hand. That jerk doesn't even recognize me. This is going to be the longest 10 months of my life because now Mr. Perfect Mistakes is determined to use every seductive trick to win me back. Meanwhile, I also have to contend with his best friend and the surly team equipment manager and an exasperatingly stubborn, superstitious goalie who's convinced I'm his good luck charm. This is my chance to prove myself. I'm not risking it for anything, but between one unexpected night and one secret revealed, these men are ready to test all my limits. Still, I can't fall for a player, let alone 3, can I? So, we'll see how I feel about it. I don't know that I think I've read 1 reverse harem ever in my life, and I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. So, we will see where we land with these 3 books, if they're worth the hype that the internet gives them. Okay, friends, we are going to get started on this books that scare me video, okay? And I did grab this on Kindle Unlimited because I'm not trying to hold this big chunky book. But the thing is I thought maybe I just hate reading with my eyeballs now and that I was going to have to give it up for the rest of my life. Because I was recently reading a book and I was dreading picking it up. Chapters were long. It was really pissing me off. And it was like this whole situation. And it was, I made the correct decision of DNFing that book physically and listening to it on audio. But last night, swiftly read like 5 chapters of this. So easy to read. So essentially what I'm getting at is we have our main character Rachel, and Rachel is a resident at a hospital, and she gets this opportunity to do this program where she's going to be working as like the doctor for a sports team. She originally got passed up for the opportunity, but she was the first runner up if somebody had to pull out. Somebody had to pull out, so within 24 hours notice, she is told that she's going to be doing this. Most of the time with this program, you are given the opportunity to give like your preference of location and the sport, but because this is last minute, she gets what that other person was going to be doing, which is this hockey team in Florida. Hockey is a very dangerous sport, so a lot of the doctors don't want hockey because it's more intensive. She gets to the airport, they lose her luggage, it's all of this drama, and then Caleb, who's one of the love interests, because this is reverse harem, I believe, and so Caleb picks her up at the airport. She only has one of her bags. All of her bags are missing. One of her bags pops open and there's a sex toy that pops out, and she's like, because she didn't pack it, her friend packed it as like a prank, and they bring her to her apartment, and that's what's happened in the first 5 chapters. But I'm liking how quick the chapters are. I am a but are the chapters short type of girl, truly. And so far the chapters are short, and the thing is, a book can be 600 pages. If it has short chapters, I'm gonna get through it. I think that's the epilogue. I'm like, yeah, 105 chapters. So that's like a little over, probably like 6 pages a chapter. For me, I know, and like me and my girl Andrea have lots of discussions about this, that the book's not any shorter just because the chapters are short. But for me, I often read on my Kindle, and if I'm reading on my Kindle and I look down and it's like 6 minutes left in chapter, I'm like, oh, I'll read another chapter. Oh, 4 minutes in the next chapter, oh, I might as well read another chapter. And I just keep being like, that just goes on forever. But if it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I look down and it's like 18 minutes left in chapter, I'm like, okay, like, do I want to commit the next 20 minutes to this? And it's just a psychological game for me. And the short chapters are working. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, guys, we're making pretty good progress. This is such an easy read, but the way that this is 600 pages is insane. I am 44% into the book, so like almost halfway, and I felt like I was reading this book for so long last night. I'm like reading it and reading it and reading it and reading it and reading it, and I'm just like, how am I still not even halfway? It's giving like a 3 right now. The spice is something, as you would expect with a reverse harem situation. I'm skimming through that, to be completely honest, because I'm just not like a spice loving type of gal. But I do like the storyline. We have met all 3 guys. One's name, I don't really know how to pronounce it. We have Jake, we have Caleb, and it's like, starts with an I, but Ilmari, I believe. But they just call him Mars. Mars has not entered the relationship yet so far, but he is dealing with some potential career-ending injuries that he doesn't want to treat, and so him and Rachel are fighting a lot over that. But so far it's good. Like, if it wasn't so long, I'd probably give it a 4 is where I'm standing right now. But like, I just don't know in what world a contemporary romance needs to be 600 pages. There's no world to build, nothing. That's not what I expected the author to look like. That's crazy. But yeah, it's going. I'm not hating it, which is good because I was kind of spooked, but we'll see where we go from here. Okay guys, we are like 66% of the way through. We're about to start chapter 73, and so far so good. I have very mixed feelings because I do really like this story for sure. I definitely have like a favorite of the 3 guys because it's like the reverse harem. Like, I like Mars the best. I never remember his name. Starts with an I, his real name. Amari, I think, maybe. God, does he have a chapter anywhere? No, that's Caleb's bitch ass. The one that's the goalie is my favorite. He's the newest to the group, but Ilmari. He's described as looking like Thor, but the way they describe him is making me think of him as like a blonde Jason Momoa. And I don't even like blondes or Jason Momoa really, but he is my favorite. But basically we're continuing on with this story, and we've got Jake and Caleb. They've like been best friends forever, and it's always been like joked about that they're like joked name is that they refer to each other as their DLP, domestic life partner, blah blah blah. Turns out they both kind of have feelings for each other. I will admit, I looked up what the chapters were that were the spicy chapters, and so before I started, I like will look, and then I'm like, okay, skip, well, skim. I'm not completely skipping them because I still want to like know if there's anything important to the story, because there is some parts that have been important to the story, but I'm skimming over that because it's just, I'm not a spice lover. But this book is entirely too long. I still have like 3 hours left in this, and I think I'm probably gonna land on giving it a 3 because I do really like the story. I like the sports romance. I like how involved we are with the hockey. I feel like sometimes in sports romance we're kind of just glazing over the sports part, so I really enjoy how much hockey we're getting, and I think the actual story is fun. I like her relationships with all 3 guys. I don't dislike any of them. I like I like Jake the least, but I still like them all, and I like all their stories. But we are gonna finish this, and then I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna go to Before I Let Go next when I finish poking around, because Icebreaker's also like a sports romance, so I think we're gonna pop this one in between. And I think that one's also like a spicy, silly time, and this is more serious, so I think something more serious in the middle will be great. Okay guys, I am only 10% of the way into this. I'm literally about to start chapter 3. I will say my first grievance with this book is the chapters feel very long, like 15 plus pages, and that's just not for me. But this book is about our main character. I don't know if it's pronounced Yasmin. It's spelled Y-A-S-M-E-N, not I-N, so in my head I read it as Yasmin every time. I don't know why, because that's not even how you spell mean. But our main character, Yasmin, is divorced from Josiah, and I believe we're gonna get both points of view. We've only had we had Josiah's in the prologue, yeah. So it's a dual point of view, but basically they were married and they have 2 kids together, Deja and Kasim or something to that effect. I forget the name. Yeah, Kasim and Deja. are their 2 kids, and they run a restaurant called Grits. Basically where I'm at, I don't think any of this is like spoiler because literally I'm 10% in, is they got divorced, and we're starting to piece together bits and pieces as to like why. I feel like we're probably not going to learn the real reason of everything that happened, but in the prologue we get kind of like them meeting, getting engaged, and coming up with the idea to start the restaurant, all with the help of Josiah's grandmother, and they're making this place called Grits. It's gonna have like his family recipes, and it's gonna be great. Fast forward, now they're divorced. They're still running the restaurant together. They've been divorced for 2 years. You can tell there's definitely some feelings still there between both of them, but Josiah is really trying to move on. He has started seeing this other woman named, what is her name? Vashanti? Something with a V. Vashti, I think. I don't super know how to pronounce it. She's the head chef at Grits. It was really hard for them to find a chef, and basically when they were going through things, what we've gathered now is I'm pretty sure she had a miscarriage, and that kind of, during all of that pain, was what kind of sparked their divorce, and the restaurant was struggling. It was not like doing well. They couldn't find a chef, and there was all this drama with the restaurant, and it was just a bunch of things added together, and they really hurt each other, so on and so forth. We know it's second chance. I'm very interested to see how they come back together, but so far I'm really liking it. I've actually already highlighted quite a few things. I'll read you off some of the little quotinas we have so far. Please click the wrong button. This? Yeah. So, first off, the dedication. The dedication said, "To the strong girls, to the hustlers, to the superwomen, tend your hearts with ruthless care and rest." I absolutely loved that. But in chapter 2, there was a lot of talk about like going to therapy and seeking help in mental health. And this makes my dang camera died. But basically talking about how they didn't go to couples therapy because her husband did not want to go. Josiah was against it. And they're talking about how in the South sometimes religion goes into that. And I thought this quote was quite interesting. And it says, "At church where I grew up, they always said, you ain't got a problem God can't fix. What can a therapist do that God can't?" That mindset kept a lot of folks from getting help. And then some other things that were about like the mental health and therapy and stuff. This one I really liked. It says, "Things got so bad." Actually, I gotta click on it. It's a little bit too long. "Things had gotten so bad, I felt like I was suffocating in that house, in that marriage, and I had to get out. It felt like my whole world was resting on my chest every morning, and all I could do was get out of bed. Everything hurt. That's the part of depression people don't consider. At times, it physically hurts." And I just thought that was like very deep. And then another thing I highlighted was, if therapy has taught me anything, it's that you can't run from your pain in a circle. You end up exhausted and never really gaining ground. And I thought that that was very, very interesting. But so far I'm really liking it. And based on the back, they're going to have a stolen kiss. But right now he started seeing somebody, and that's really hurt Yasmin. But he's like, "Girl, we've been apart for like 2 years now. You knew like eventually this was going to happen." And she's like playing it off that she's mad because he introduced her to the kids and brought her to the house with the kids there, blah, 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 blah. Because essentially she was going out with her 2 friends, Hendrix and Soledad, who I know the other 2 books are about in this series. And so he was at the house with the kids, like getting them dinner and stuff. And Vashti was with him, and he's like, "I didn't think it needed to be this big thing. Like, you know her, the kids already know her because they work together." And so she's really upset about it, and she's like kind of lying and saying it's because of the kids, but really it's just because she's jealous and hurt. And I'm very interested to see where this goes. I have read Real by Kennedy Ryan, and I absolutely loved that book. I gave it a high 4 stars, so I'm interested to see where this goes. And her writing is obviously beautiful. I am just not live, laugh, loving the long chapters. Maybe they get shorter. Ooh, there's recipes. That's so fun. Aunt Bird's limoncello pound cake, Josiah's sweet potato pie pancakes, Soledad's vinaigrette, Aunt Evelyn's corn pudding. That's so fun. Maybe we'll make something out of here. I love that. But because this is 375 pages, and it does have over 40 chapters, so they must get shorter as we get going. But that's the setup. I'm really liking it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Okay guys, it's nearly a week later. It's been a very, very, very busy week work-wise, so I have not gotten a lot of reading done, but I am 40% of the way into this book, and I think that there's little to no chance that this won't be a 5-star. Like, this is so worth the hype so far. It is so good. It is so good, so good, so good. I just had to update you guys on that. I've already kind of explained what's going on, but we're at this point now where Yasmin is getting her son into therapy. He's very, very smart, and the school kind of wants him to skip a grade, but they're worried about like the emotional, social aspect of it, and they're like, we just want to set him up for success. So we think it would be good for him to maybe see a therapist, because they have like these journals, and in these journals he talks a lot about the loss that he's experienced this year, and so it may be good for him to just, you know, talk to somebody. So with this, the dad is like, I'll also go to therapy, and it's kind of hitting a nerve with Yasmin because he would never go to therapy for her. That was a big thing. One of the things that ended their marriage was that he was not willing to seek help for the loss of his aunt, for the loss of their son, and for the things they were going through. So she kind of feels not like resentful because she's glad that he's doing this, especially that he's doing it for their son, but at the same time she's like, if you could do it for him, why could you not do it for me? So it's bringing up lots of different feelings, but so far I'm thinking it's gonna be a 5. Okay guys, we finished Before I Let Go, and yeah, that's a 5-star book. Truly, I had to give it 5 stars. I was crying, I was laughing. It was everything I wanted it to be, and I have since added all of Kennedy Ryan's books to my Amazon wish list because I gave Real 4 stars and I gave this 5 stars, so simply I think that she can now do no wrong. So there is that. I am hype. I'm still waiting on the audiobook for Icebreaker because I don't have it on my Kindle, and I have the special edition of it, and because of that I don't want to like hold it and get my grubby fingers on it, you know what I mean? So whenever we get that, we will start that. But that one was worth the hype. You should go read it. I'm dying to get my hands on the other books in the series. Okay guys, this is gonna be the book we're starting next. I went ahead and I got the audiobook from Everand. I had one more credit to use by, it's the 6th, I had to use by the 14th, so this will be the next audiobook that I listen to. I'm probably gonna start this tomorrow, but I know I won't probably talk to you guys before I start it, so I figured I would pop on here and let you guys know this will be what we're starting in the morning, and I'll definitely finish this tomorrow because I'm gonna be working all day. So that's that. I'm about halfway through this, and so far it's giving 3-star energy. I'm not obsessed with it. We have our main girl. Her name is Anastasia, or Stassi as she goes by, and this is like they're in college. She is a figure skater wanting to go to the Olympics. Her partner and her are just friends. They have a very platonic relationship, but he's like very controlling as to like what she eats, what she does, who she's with, and I literally hate him. He's making me want to like actually punch a hole in the wall. And so basically there are a couple of different ice rinks at this college, where one is where the figure skaters practice and one is where the hockey team practices. And Anastasia has like a friends with benefits situation with some guy on the basketball team, but he wants to start like dating some girl, so they stop that so on and so forth. And then one day there's like a meeting for every student athlete, and I guess it's like a thing where like they'll pull pranks, However, somebody pulled a prank too far, or something happened where they completely destroyed like the cooling mechanism for one of the ice rinks, and it's completely broken. Parts are delayed. It's gonna take a while, so now the figure skaters and the hockey team have to share a rink. This is causing Anastasia and this guy Nate to now be in close proximity together. They meet, they get talking, and now they're hooking up. This book, I knew that this book was quite spicy, so like again, kind of like with Pucking Around, I can't really like dock it for that. But at least with Pucking Around, it felt like there was enough plot pulling it forward. I also gave that 3 stars, but the plot in this is for sure lacking. There is not really much happening plot-wise. I would like a deeper story. I would like it to be less surface level, but it's fine. I'm probably going to give it a 3. It's a cute book, and it's kind of just fine. Turns out I never finished this video. I did, in fact, give Icebreaker 3 stars. Do I think I need to continue the series? I don't know. They are really cute, the like special edition ones, so I think I'm gonna leave them on my wish list and possibly continue on. It just felt very surface level through the whole book. But yeah, so we had 2 3 stars and a 5 star. Obviously the 5 star, so worth the hype. It was just so good. I did, as you guys saw, buy the other 2 books in the series because I had to have them, and they were on sale for Prime Day. So I feel like that was the universe saying that I needed them. And then Pucking Around, I got a comment on my wrap up that I should continue the series. Are they all that long? That's my real question. And are they all reverse harem? I don't have like an issue with reverse harem. I'm not like against it. I just feel like it doesn't feel likely that all of these people on the same hockey team are down for reverse harem, because I feel like it's a very specific thing. So it's kind of where I stand with that. And I did like it more than Icebreaker though. Icebreaker was my least favorite, but again, I did give it a 3 star. I need to call my sister and talk to her about it, because she gave it 5 stars, and I would just love to know what about that felt like a 5 star to her. Not that I'm judging if you gave it 5 stars. I love that for you. I'm just very curious as to what about it like hit super hard for her. But that is everything, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.